Welcome to the weekly meeting. I'm your host, Dan
Yay!
Mayo, and we're gonna hop through a little more intro to the pod here. I'm sure you all listened to my first 30 seconds of what the weekly meeting is. And by that I mean I bet you haven't. But the reason it's spelled WEAKLYMEATING. The weekly part comes from I guarantee this won't be released every week, and so I can't call it weekly, or else that'd be wrong. And I also expect the guests to fluctuate pretty regularly, so it'll be weekly as to whether or not I actually put it out, and weekly as to the attendance. And the reason for meeting is we meet here today. We have two wonderful guests, David and David. One of them we'll call Shaggy. We'll get to the intros in a sec. But as you can tell, we're three men, very meaty, and also has some origins to the Meat Lab, which is a house in Fort Collins where at least all of us have been at some point, and it's where I hung out with a bunch of friends. So let me introduce this week's attendees. I'm going to start with Mr. Shaggy. I imagine
Hello,
he'll be here
hello.
pretty frequently. Shaggy,
Yeah.
introduce yourself. Say
Uh,
your name. Give me a 10-second
my
overview.
my name is David, but I go by Shaggy because I was the second David in the group. So it's just easier for people to remember. Um, yeah, I kind of historically know nothing about sports, but I play a lot of video games, and so I'm kind of on the other end of the dude spectrum, as well as the autistic spectrum. And yeah, that's it. That's my 10 seconds.
Thank you for sharing, Shaggy. My introduction of Shaggy is we used to work together at the good old Home Depot.
The Home Depot.
Um, our friendship blossomed, and now we mostly just play a bunch of video games together. And he's kind of also a tech bro. He does the research into what monitors and microphones and shit to get. I imagine Shaggy will be a bit of a producer here on the weekly meeting, as he offered to help edit and shit. The second attendee is my good friend, David. Say hello, David.
Yo, and I'm David. Glad you doxed me there a little bit with the last name.
Okay, I'll
But
trim that out. I'll beep it out.
yeah, I was the first David of the group. I also like to go by Arizona Ranger. Keep that big iron on my hip. But yeah, I'm here for the ride. I'll try to also be pretty consistent with it. So what happens, but glad to be here. I know some sports. I ride the Cowboys bandwagon pretty regularly, and yeah, I got a new Rangers shirt because I realized I didn't have any Rangers shit, and I got to get back on that bandwagon. So there we go.
David is our resident Texan who has lived in Texas for 3 days, 1 day,
11. The family's from
11
there.
days.
The family's from
Okay,
there.
Wow.
okay. Mm-hmm.
I'd rather rep those
Yippee-ki-yay, as
sports
they
than
say.
Colorado sports.
That's fair. That's a fair. That's a anything from baseball. I know your and I's kind of most favorite sport. Yeah, is you don't want to be affiliated with the Rockies, and makes a lot of sense. Rangers did just win a World Series.
I've been a fan long
Anyway,
enough.
I think one of the other things I wanted to put in this intro is we need some music for an intro, and I know at least somebody here has been experimenting making a little bit of music. So,
I could
any
try to think of
ideas?
something.
Or yeah,
I could
think of
try. Yeah.
something. We need a little intro song.
I was gonna bring that up, and yeah, I could mess around, see what I got,
Okay.
and
Okay.
go from there.
Play around with that. Moving on to our second segment. What happened this week? Shaggy?
I'm gonna start off with me, huh? Yeah, Happy New Year, everyone. It's 2024. We're back to even numbers. That's nice. I'm sick as fuck, if you can't tell. Just super nasally. and I'm just trying not to be a super spreader.
He is hopped up on NyQuil and whatever else he
Whole
could
lot.
pump into a sick boy.
Yeah, most. Yeah, yep. A lot of NyQuil, a lot of weed, a little bit too much nicotine. It's a lot of ups and downs.
That is
And
a
David?
solid mixture. I'd go with that.
Mm.
Week's been good. Getting back into it after the new year. It's been kind of shit. My mind's been elsewhere, but you know, we gotta at least show up and put on a face. But yeah, rung in the new year pretty good. Got drunker than I have in a long time. Kept calling one of my buds that was close to where I was at until he answered, and then barged into his apartment while he was deathly sick, and yeah, woke him up. So you know, had to wish someone that didn't really want to see me a happy new year. So that was good.
Are you
But
sick too now? Did you get nice and sick from that?
no, I
Are,
didn't. I
are
was a
you the
little sick
reason I'm
beforehand
sick?
as well, right after Christmas, and then yeah, so it's been fun. It's been fun getting back to it. Well, I don't actually have eyelashes, right? Like I'm so damn blonde, you can't see my eyebrows or my eyelashes. So, uh, you know,
Yeah, I mean
I
you're
kind
you're
of
a step
What's that
below an
disease? It's
albino.
like aloe
alopecia.
Alopecia.
something. Is that it?
I
You know
got
what I mean? You're
alopecia.
Josh Dobbs.
I do have hair on the top of my head, but
For now.
as yeah, for hey, God willing, uh, God willing,
Dakota's not
please.
here. We have
I
to bring
hope I
that.
take it after mom. I hope I take it after mom. But no, I'm what some people call a towhead. If y'all have ever heard of that term, but
A towhead?
and you're also kind of a towhead.
I'd call you a towhead. Just
Yeah.
I don't need to know what it means to call you a towhead.
So, yeah,
Is that just a
Uh,
dickhead but shorter?
maybe an old sag.
kind of like stubby. I don't even know what. Yeah, that is that a Texas thing?
Maybe I don't know. Maybe some
What is a
southern thing.
towhead?
Towhead, it's either you're super blonde, which I guess I'm not as blonde as I used to be, except you know you can't
Mm.
see my eyebrows, or just like really wavy curly hair. So I got both of those. So I'm like the ultimate toe.
Were you like bleach blonde when you were a kid?
I wasn't bleach blonde, no, but like
Man,
it definitely in summer it gets lighter.
yeah.
I was
Well, yeah,
almost bleach
until I was
blonde as a
probably
kid.
until I was
Yeah,
like 7 or 8 or so, it was like almost white during the summer.
yeah.
Yeah,
That's why with my beard, like the beard can come in, but my mustache looks like a prepubescent boy, really trying.
it's so everything above like the bottom of your ears is just blondie, shiny.
Yep. Yep. I did have a neck beard for the longest time, so I really hope as the
You,
years go
you
on, it
still
just
kind
creeps
of
up.
do look like yeah. So
Yeah,
that
I know,
it's like
but
you're just
there's still
growing it
some
up.
right there. Yeah.
My highlight of the week is there's this guy at my gym and I call him Rap God and it's always very entertaining to see him. I'll be doing whatever. I'll be there like for somewhere between like 60 and 90 minutes for a workout, right? So I know this guy isn't there the whole time because I see him walk in and then he comes up and grabs like a 30 or 40 or something off of the like dumbbell off the bench and just like does bicep workouts for maybe 8 to 9 minutes, and the entire time he's just freestyle rapping like loudly. He must have a beat in his ear or something, but I can tell that these are not like lyrics that someone has thought of. So I see him every time I'm at the gym, and he comes in for somewhere between like 8 and 9 minutes, does one set of curls while rapping, and then leaves. And this happens 2 times a week, something like that. Always a highlight to see him, just because I wonder what goes on in his head.
You know, for the next meeting, you should definitely get a recording of that, and
Oh yeah,
I
that'd be
would love to
genius.
hear
Or
the
you should walk
bars,
up to him and recommend he starts doing barbells.
barbells, the bars,
Barb,
bro.
Barb, that took me too long. That was clever.
Dude, there's
Shut up.
some random ass people, especially with like New Year starting, dude. There's people that don't know what to do.
Mm,
I had a guy
I
at apartment gym because I go there sometimes, and he had the one incline bench, which I needed to get to after a little bit, but he kept walking around on his hands, which I get that at like a bigger gym, but this is, you know,
there's
an
a guy at my
apartment.
gym that
There's
does
no
that.
room.
Yes.
Yeah. And he like was doing 360s with it too, and then dropping down. and then he'd do a set and then do that for another 9 minutes and was doing extensive yoga, stretching, weird things, and it was just it was hard to be around him. I couldn't look that way.
You were hard to be around him.
It was hard, and I was feeling a little bit of a chub, but other than that, I won't describe anymore. But people don't know, especially right now.
All right, let's move on to the next segment.
Oh no, the car exploded.
Sports talk for people who watch a moderate amount of sport, because
Okay,
I feel like I watch a
okay.
moderate amount of sports, but like
Did you watch playoffs?
so I watched all of the Washington Texas game, and then I watched a recap because that one was more exciting, and I caught a good portion of the Alabama Michigan game, but I just caught mostly the end of that. So
Oh yeah, the great final play to end the entire playoff run, and it was the shitty little run down the middle.
Alabama needs someone who can snap the ball, is what they
I know
need.
that was such a low snap too. Like I don't know.
That was so funny.
I don't know if it was a
entire
botched
game
play at that point. I don't know if it was a botched play at that point, but okay, it looked like they were swarming him. That was an all-out blitz, so I guess there was literally no time for him to think anything else. But I heard that that center did not have a lot of good snaps that game. So
yeah, no, it was bad. It was horrible. The big topic of our week here is kind of along that same vein. Are college bowl games dying?
I mean,
and
no, because it's just started. Basically, it's been what the first. Because before that, it was the CFP National Championships, and then they started the bowl of the 4 teams.
No, I'm not talking about playoffs. I'm talking about bowls as a whole now. All the bowls. Okay. And so I guess there's the advantage of what next year there's a 16-team playoff. Are those just going to be bowl games? Those are just going to be bowl games, aren't they?
I don't know, because
just going to be a bowl game.
Yeah, and putting that amount of games into college of all things, where a lot of guys sit out the bowl games anyways because they're like, high draft pick or potentially destroying my body on one more game and never playing in the NFL.
It doesn't even matter. Like a game that doesn't really matter. Yeah, that was kind of where is it dying come from? Because like I don't know, I feel like the FSU game could have been a lot more exciting.
Oh my God.
They had 26 starters sit out or something around that.
Yeah. They had no shot at that one.
If all of the 16 playoff games next year are actually played for like the chance to go to the finals and a bunch of people don't sit out, then I guess no, bowl games aren't dying because there'll be 16 that I'd be a lot more likely to watch than last year.
Yeah.
But
I mean, are they all going to be bowl games as it goes through? It's going to be
I would think they're not going to change the name.
4.
They're going to be like, yeah, the Cheez-Its Bowl is number 16 now.
Yeah. Okay.
This is the 16 seed game or whatever.
But then they're going to have to change around scheduling for the different rounds, So that's why like they're going to add at least another game for everybody, or depending on how the seeding is, where like, number 1 overall gets a bye or something. I don't even know if that would happen, but
yeah, I'm not exactly the college football expert, so I don't want to delve
we're
too
dancing
much into it,
we're dancing through something that we are not the most aware of. So yeah, I don't know. It's they figured it out, that they're gonna make all their money. They're gonna destroy the Pac-12. It is what it is.
Poor Pac-12. I feel for my Oregon State Beaver.
I hope Washington just takes everything. I would be so happy with that.
You want Washington to take everything?
Finger. I hope.
Why would Washington take everything? Washington's out of the Pac-12. They're one of the ones leaving. Washington State's
no. I'm saying the championship. I hope that it's like the one last middle finger before everything just goes to shit.
They're like, okay, the Pac-12 wins and now we're gone. That'd be a nice way for the Pac-12 to go out. Like Pac-12 goes out on top.
Yeah, I think that'd be okay.
As you said, we're dancing around college football.
We're dancing around.
We don't really know what we're talking about.
I watched the last play of both games, and I think that was.
We'll move on to the dumb sports topic of the week. There's two in here. Wander Franco, and I call it dumb because like, what the hell did that man do? That was threw away what $300 million and is now on the run. I think they caught him on January 1st.
Oh my god!
Did you hear about any of that?
I mean, I've heard a little bit about the whole lead up to that as well, and yeah, it's one of the. That's the thing though, is there's a lot of like young guys that just throw it away for something so stupid that they do. Except for Deshaun, he got away with it. But a lot of guys, like they do something stupid and then it just bites them and they can't. Yeah, they're done.
We gotta introduce this for Shaggy. So, Shaggy, Wander Franco is a pedophile.
James Franco's. Oh, okay. No, that's Rex.
Yeah, he likes them young.
Yeah.
As in,
it's something to do with Franco. So
yeah, all the Francos maybe. I think the youngest Franco in Hollywood is like a good person, but I think James is a bad one.
Yeah, James. Yeah, Wander's their adopted brother from the DR.
Yeah. From Dominican Republic. He played on the Tampa Bay Rays for the last couple of years. They invested, I think it was like a $300 million contract into this guy.
Yeah, it's a lot of those contracts that. Oh, here. Okay, let's see. I'm looking at it right now. Youngest player, he signed a contract worth at least 100. It was 11-year, $182 million.
Okay, so $200 million contract for a young guy in baseball.
He's 22.
He's 22, and let's see, how old was the multiple?
Young.
What young women?
If we're bringing this up, dude, we got to bring up Josh Giddey too. These guys.
Man.
I don't get it. Like, why?
Fucking. But yeah, Wander Franco, he went on the run over the holidays. Because it sounds like they finally put out a like warrant for his arrest.
Yeah.
Yeah, he put multiple social media postings and channels suggesting he had a relationship with a minor. The Dominican Republic has since confirmed that. Yeah.
Paid about $1,700 monthly for a period of time to the girl's mother. So hush money. Maybe he stopped paying.
Yeah, with his he got his $182 million contract. He was like, no more.
$1,700.
I can't afford $1,700 a month.
Too steep.
Anyway, that's a horrible situation for at least like the girl and family involved. But this
I hope they keep the name
stupid
out and
idiot.
everything.
I'm pretty excited for your second dumb topic of the week, though.
Yeah, second dumb topic of the week. Texas fan poops pants.
That wasn't me.
Did you guys see this? It was on what, X parentheses Twitter. There's this guy. There's this video going around of this guy in a sweat 93 jersey for Texas.
It was,
he's got like a Zin can in his back pocket there too.
Yeah, he's clearly got a Zin can. Okay, so he's wearing white shorts, clearly has a Zin in his back pocket. Centered right on the seam of this guy's crack is just shit stained.
And his wife bare hand touches that shit too.
Yeah, his wife's like, nope, gotta cover that up, dude. You shit yourself. I don't know, he's like, what, 35, 40? And, okay, I get it. This was taken, what, 2 days ago? It's the holidays. We've all almost shat our pants over the last couple days.
Maybe it was more like a swamp ass sort of situation, and he just had a skid mark that kind of migrated.
It leaches through.
Yeah.
Classic TU
Give
fan.
him the benefit of the doubt. Doesn't help that he's wearing a jersey that literally says sweat.
Right? Who is that? Sweat.
It's not Montez. He played at Mississippi State.
Tavondre Sweat, a 5th-year D lineman. Yeah, what a guy.
Guy.
I don't want to shame the guy, as I have held the friendship sharp belt twice
Yep.
in my life. I have pooped my pants before.
He could probably also beat all of us up. He looks like he's got size 23 sneakers. I mean, he's
Okay.
got tube socks going up to his knees.
Honestly, if there's a guy to shit his pants, it's
True.
he's probably in a pretty good spot here.
Yeah.
Like, no one's going to really
would
pick
you
on
walk
him.
up, would you walk up to the
Be like-
6'9", 300-pound man and just be like, dude, you shit
He's
yourself?
as tall as that stop sign.
I
Yeah.
might go ask his wife to wash her hands. Like she
Yeah.
get pink eye. Like for sure.
Oh, yeah. His wife just walks up and is like covering up or like touching. Yeah, she really gets
that's a
in
real
there.
one.
Like
That's
how
a
many
real one.
people's magazines does she just touch in the 7-Eleven around the corner? Then she's just spreading that around.
Honestly, just don't wear white shorts.
She just gave
It
some
doesn't matter your gender, doesn't matter your time perform. Just don't wear white shorts. You're never
Always
going to
wear
sit in
brown
anything
shorts.
you like to see on your ass.
Yeah. Hey, Jalen Hurts pooped himself too, but no one really talks about that. So
I thought that was Lamar.
no,
Did Jalen
Jalen
Hurts
got a
also
nice
poop?
little dookie. Yeah, it was a little streak on there. Also,
I would
they wear
expect
white
a Cowboys
pants, too.
fan to bring this up.
I know, just thought I'd say it. So not everyone, don't just gang up on the one guy. There's plenty of people out there that have some nice little shit stains rolling around right now.
Yeah, like I said, I mean, I'm not the only person to have shat my pants, and he won't be the first or the last. That's what the podcast is for. It's to edit shit. And we're kicking it back to us in the boardroom with the fandom check.
The fandom check. I don't know what that is. Pew, pew, pew.
We're just gonna go around and
okay.
check in on where you're at on your current sports fandoms.
Yeah.
Dan, I'm Dan. I'm a Patriots fan. I have had a rough season, and I know we're going to beat the Jets this week and lose our chance at the number 2 pick. I have fully accepted that we're going to get the Daniels, the Jalen Daniels,
LSU
is
quarterback.
his name?
Yeah.
LSU quarterback. Just because I think
I mean,
either that or
Heisman.
I don't know, Bill's going to be around and do something stupid.
It's just
The only thing that
terrible
worries
over
me
there.
about Jaden Daniels is his legs are the size of toothpicks. But anyway, the
He can
Patriots
afford
fandom
it.
update is depressing and sad, and we should be a better franchise than this. I know we're going to beat the Jets and lose our spot, and that's just what's going to happen. Football it's not my year. Baseball with the Cardinals wasn't my year, but Dan's fandom 2023 is looking forward to 2024. That's Dan's fandom check.
That's
Mr.
fair.
David.
Yeah, so the boys are looking super hot fire right now. Could potentially take the NFC East for the first time in like 3 years, I think. Yeah,
What sport is this? Continue.
but no, I'm excited. I don't know, dude. It's tough playoffs because it's been a lot of one and outs. But I'm hoping that we can just keep it going, keep it hot, and yeah, just take it all the way. But I don't know, dude. It's always questionable, and once it comes time to playoffs, everyone always talks shit about how they can't get past wild card or whatever first game they're playing. So we'll see. We'll see what
That's
happens.
your thought. You have no faith. No faith.
No,
that,
I got faith. I got faith, but it. I don't know.
You've
I don't
been
know.
hurt enough.
I gotta
You've
see
been
it.
hurt enough
I gotta
times in
see
your
it.
life.
I gotta see it. Like for one time, I just gotta see it. I don't know. So, yeah, that's my big takeaway. Great end of the season. I think everyone's starting, so we could take NFC East, and yeah, we'll see how playoffs go. But yeah, this is coming that's from an optimistic Cowboys fan. Like, and then there's the ones that are just crazy and that they think Super Bowl, but we'll see.
You're saying Cowboys Super Bowl's crazy? That's a crazy take. That is not. You just David
no,
Morton, Cowboys fan, says
if you know, just David. but
I have to beat this out so many times now.
damn it. But yeah, no, just I'm seeing glass half full, I think. But the other half might be a loss in first round, so we'll see. But yeah.
The fantasy update is that David and I are in a fantasy league together. And Brennan won for the third year in a row. That's all we're going to talk about. Carrie might be
Yeah,
the
that's
Sacco,
it.
Jacob might be the
That's it.
Sacco, and now Brennan cannot bring it up on any future podcasts. It's already been updated.
Yeah, we did it before he could say anything, so that's it.
Yeah, if he was here,
Oof,
he could defend. He could defend that title.
Sorry, Brennan.
Shaggy, please explain what happened on this Washington versus Texas game Monday night. So for some background for everybody, again, Shaggy doesn't watch football. He did not watch this game.
I don't really watch
he's
any
been-
sports.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's been tasked with giving us the breakdown, and I'm going to ask at least a couple questions to test his knowledge.
All right. So here's how the game went. Okay. For those of you who aren't familiar with football, there's 4 quarters in a game, and the game starts with a coin toss. So they really like the coins. It starts off with the Washington Huskies really just pushing ahead with Dylan Johnson getting a 2-yard run. Doesn't seem like it was that far of a run, but nevertheless, I mean, in the fourth quarter, Adonai Mitchell had a 1-yard pass from Quinn Ewers. Yeah, besides that, the whole game just kind of turned out to be 31-37, with Texas Longhorns taking the big fat L, which, is almost to be expected from what I hear about Texans. And the Washington Huskies really pulled forward.
Mr. David,
Damn
are
right.
you
Horns
a
down.
Longhorns boy? Yeah,
No, I'm
okay,
an
that's what I
Aggie.
was going to say.
No. T-sips suck.
What did you think of the Huskies kicker's body physique, Shaggy?
The Huskies kicker's body physique. Can you
Yeah.
perhaps remind me of his name?
I would not know his name if it was in front of me, man. It's a kicker
That's fair.
in.
All right. So, see, the Washington shit.
Huskies.
Kicker. I almost typed in physique. Hold on. Yeah,
I
Washington
mean,
Huskies
I
kicker.
know that you were looking
So,
at some of the game summary
here's
earlier,
the
and it
thing.
would
So
tell you
Grady
who kicked
Gross
something.
is the kicker for the Washington Huskies, and I'll tell you that is not who I was expecting to pop up on my screen when I searched for the Washington Huskies kicker. I mean, this man looks dense. I don't know, from a physique standpoint, he kind of looks like a pizza roll, but at the same point, like, I know he could probably slam some ham if he really needed to. You know what I mean?
Pick a muscle on him and describe it in good detail.
Pick him.
Yeah,
Just
I just
one
want to hear
muscle.
one.
The quasimodoid on his on the lower left side is real tense. He should really look into perhaps maybe some yoga that focuses on the quasimodoid region of the body to help kind of loosen some tension in his chakras. It might help him on the field.
That is almost exactly what what JJ McCarthy did. He's the Michigan quarterback.
Yeah, JJ McCarthy is actually my cousin. So yeah, that's how I was aware of the situation. That's how I have such a knack for spotting it from a distance. And by distance, I mean a thumbnail photo I pulled up 30 seconds ago.
Dude, that makes sense.
Okay.
Y'all's last names are like only 3 letters apart. He would be
It's
your cousin.
real close, you know.
I'd
We
count
share 25% of our DNA is the same. 3% of that is chimpanzee, but that's just because they're our closest living relatives to humans.
Okay. And
that was something.
and what did you think of Jadon Blue's performance, Shaggy?
Did you say Jadon Blues?
Yeah, Jadon Blue. What did you think of his game?
Jadon Blues. So Jadon Blues is a different type of genre of music that I haven't really heard of before. There's also Jalen Folk, who it's a different. It's a different. That was the wrong team, I think, because Jaden Blue. Anyways, I can't type for shit. Jadon Blue. I'm gonna go with the name.
The tech guy.
Jadon is spelled like Jaden, but if you spell Jaden wrong, what was your question?
What did you think of his performance as a whole on the day?
His performance, I mean, boy, he doesn't have a lot of information online. I would say, really, from his performance, I would give him about a 3 out of 5 stars. He was perfectly average. This is exactly what I expected. He's a little bit bigger, because he's from Texas. Everything's bigger in Texas, so that's why they sent him there after he was put into school. This is college football. Yeah, it was School of the Arts performancing.
And that's Shaggy Explains the Monday Night Football game. He didn't watch it. Thank you for your
Great
invaluable
input.
insight.
Yeah, I was yep. Jadon Blue performance was not a question I was expecting. Yeah, out of left field.
That rivals Chris
for-
Collinsworth.
Oh,
Let me tell you about a guy. Big
oh,
boy.
moving on to our discussion topics, our true weekly agenda for this weekly meeting. I'll start us off. My topic here is fast food and just kind of the general state of it. There's all kinds of stuff going. Like, I'm kind of disappointed, I think, as a whole in the fast food industry. That's my summary here.
Mm.
I'm going to start with the Burger King wraps. What are your guys' opinions on Burger King?
I mean, personally, I feel like if you're eating at Burger King, you probably have had some major trauma in your life.
My Burger King heyday was in college when they had the 10 nuggets for $1.50. And I'd become just violently ill afterwards. But it was cheap,
man.
so,
I think the last
that
time
was
I
a
had Burger
highlight.
King, do you remember the Cheetos macaroni stick things that they had for like a minute?
Not at all.
No,
like
I
these,
know what you're talking about.
Oh yeah, those fuckers were dense and cheesy. But yeah, you those also made you sick within at least 30 minutes of eating them, no matter what.
I have never gone to Burger King and felt, I mean, healthier, of course not, but even just like, not even just the nice little down step of just feeling a little bit of a stomach ache. No, it's just like you're on the couch for the rest of the night kind of thing.
It's like, yeah, am I gonna hate myself today? Let's go to Burger King and look at their wraps menu.
The new wraps is I was looking at these online because I got like an ad for them. This thing is a chicken tender just wrapped in a tortilla. That's all it is.
Sounds about right.
Okay, so I put a photo in our meaty thoughts here because I had to get some market research for my Burger King takes. And so you look at this slimy taco looking. It is exactly one piece of lettuce with one piece of tomato with one chicken tender wrapped up in a tortilla. How much do you think that costs?
I mean,
That's a
does it
struggle
come
meal
with
right
the
there.
pencil?
The pencil is for scale. That's a golf pencil, by the way. So the whole thing is no longer when like folded and in your hand like a golf pencil.
I mean that I feel like is the Burger King equivalent to like a Taco Bell soft taco. So I could see that going for maybe like $1.99.
Okay, that was $3.
So you're
Yeah.
saying cost is in money, not like how long you'll be on the toilet?
No, yeah, cost isn't
Yeah, what's
money.
the real cost?
I have yet
Okay.
to that part of the review will have to come next time because it hasn't
Okay.
processed through me yet.
Will you do the review on the toilet?
Yeah, if the audience so wishes. Um,
Yeah, I'll put it at like $3.
yeah, okay. If you agreed to $3, then I mean, I guess that's kind of what the price of a chicken tender is almost in a nice restaurant
But
like Burger King.
I'd feel bad about paying $3 for that.
Yeah, I certainly, especially once I like got it out of the bag and opened it up, and it just kind of fell open and slimy out like that. Like I wasn't very appetized. I
Yeah.
still had to try it. Um, yeah, that was. I remember the Burger King tacos; those were bad too.
I don't remember Burger King having tacos.
Yeah,
I know
I
Jack in the
wouldn't.
Box had tacos.
Maybe it was Jack in the Box tacos.
Dude,
But
I barely
Jack in the
trust
Box
Burger King
tacos
with
slap.
burgers. Like anything else, that's a big old gamble.
Charbroiled.
Yeah. I also got a chicken sandwich because we'll be talking about chicken sandwiches here in a sec, and the chicken sandwich was also like very subpar. It was like not. It was. It tasted like patty in bread for sure,
Mhm.
and
Yeah.
that's supposed to be like their competitor chicken sandwich to like all of the other, like even like the McChicken and like the Chick-fil-A's and the Popeyes. That was shit. I don't know how Burger King still exists.
Yeah. There's certain businesses I think are just, really extensive money laundering scams, like they're not actually in it for a profit, but they got to at least like kind of break even. Because I don't think they've
Burger
ever
King
sold
is a
anything that's actually
nationwide front.
good. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, Like, why
I
is there
never
so
thought
many
of it
fucking
that way.
mattress stores? There's so many mattress stores. They're probably all owned by the same company. Who's going to a place to buy a bed?
I bought a
Oh,
bed
let's
at
get
a
into this
place.
conspiracy.
I
Mm,
bought a bed at a
Okay.
place.
right, but did you
Um,
ping pong between 3 different mattress stores that were all within 3 blocks of each other?
no, and they all are right next to each other. You're right.
Yeah.
Bedmart. Then what are the other big ones?
Mattress Firm.
Mattress
Mattress King.
Firm, Mattress King.
Mm,
Sure, there's like Bed King. I'm sure they're all the same thing.
Yeah.
mattress.
But I'm saying, like, maybe a few of them are all just one big parent company that owns them all. They all sell the same beds.
I can get behind that.
It,
I can get behind that.
big. Get
Big
behind the
mattress.
conspiracy of Big
Big
Mattress.
mattress. Yep.
California Kings. See, that's like an HBO documentary.
Yeah, and I
didn't
bet
get that. California Kings.
I bet the
It's fun.
quality of beds have gone down too. Kind of like refrigerators, where you have to buy them every couple of years instead of having them for your entire life. So
Yeah.
How often are you buying a refrigerator? What?
Why
I
are you
don't
so
know. They
hard on
go
your
out way
refrigerator?
quicker now. Dude, my parents still have a refrigerator from when they got married. Actually, my dad still has one when he went to college, and they still have those. And then they traded out their, I don't know, in the past 10 years, the main fridge, probably at least twice.
I'd like to also bring up the topic while we're on this fast food train of the cost skyrocket of the Taco Bell menu price.
Yeah.
Dude, oh my
So,
God.
so hold on, I have some numbers here, and I'm kind of thinking like this is not keeping up with that. This is far exceeding inflation. Okay, so as far as the regular, like crunchy taco goes, it hasn't changed that much. A crunchy taco today at the Taco Bell down the road is $1.79. In 2019, it was $1.19. So that's still like a 60% increase on a what dollar item. But one of the things that I really think is like one of my favorites. Okay, the cheesy gordita crunch. Cheesy gordita crunches in 2019. So what, 5 years ago was $2.69. It is now
Nice.
$5. Nice.
Damn.
Like
Same with the crunch
over
wrap,
a
dude.
4 or 5 year period, the going to
Mhm.
Taco Bell is now the price equivalent of going to like a real restaurant.
Dude,
I feel like I go to a real restaurant and I get 2 cheesy gordita crunches served to me on a plate, and I'm like, okay, this isn't exactly what I ordered, but thank you. And that's $10 at Taco Bell.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
It's
I
still
mean-
fast food. It's just not cheap,
It's kind of like that everywhere, though. I mean, I remember the 2 cheeseburger meal at McDonald's used to be way cheaper just to get 2 cheeseburgers and a drink. It's like
All
$4.
the fast food, it's just crazy prices now. Why not just
Hmm.
go to a regular restaurant? Are we paying for the speed? Are we at the like age now where this is a complaint that we have that we're recording on a podcast?
Maybe you
Yes.
have made me really want Taco Bell, though. Kind of thing with Taco
Oh,
Bell.
dude,
I do
I'm
accept
capsule cream right
sponsorships.
now.
Um,
Taco Bell,
email
baby.
weeklymeeting@gmail.com for if you want name drops. Not an ad. This is not an ad for Taco Bell. Definitely was not an ad for Burger
Not
King.
No, that was
Definitely
not.
not Burger King. I feel like if Burger King offered
Taco
us
Bell,
money,
it's more
we'd
expensive.
bid on them.
Oh, but yeah, I don't know. I am just disappointed in prices, and I feel like that's my old man take of the month. What is your favorite fast food restaurant?
Ooh, that's it's honestly kind of a hard one.
Good
'Cause I
times.
feel like there's different classes of fast food.
That's
Good
true.
times.
Good times. Good times is up. Good times is a good one, and I
Good
don't
times is
even think
solid.
there's a good times in Oregon.
No,
Yeah, I think there is.
it's more of a Colorado thing.
Well, David, let me ask you this: were you in Colorado when Good Times had like their original wild fries that were like
Oh yeah.
batter dipped?
Oh
Oh,
my god.
those
All the
those things
seasoning.
were so good. Oh my
dude.
god, what
Yeah,
happened?
it was the natural
They just
cuts
got
and the
rid of them.
wild fry. Oh,
Oh, so
yeah.
good. Yeah, the
Hey, they
modern
still
wild
have
fries, they're okay, but they're not the same. They're not
no.
as just over seasoned and
Oh,
greasy and delicious.
type 2 diabetes having beauty. But
Yeah,
they
and
still have
type
the
5,
Oregon
type 3.
blackberry shake. Yeah,
Yeah.
they still got the Oregon
Wait, they have
blackberry
an
shake.
Oregon
So that's
blackberry
good.
shake, but they
They
don't even
do,
have a
but
good time in Oregon.
that
Is
they
there
do
good
not.
times in Oregon? Have I just been driving past it this whole time?
Dude, you gotta hit it
Turns
up.
out you live like 4 minutes from one.
We're gonna find out. Restaurant locations.
But yeah, the OG wild fries were something else.
Yeah. I mean, I've yet to come across something that tastes like that, you know? It's like it's a
Mm.
fry that's unobtainable.
I can't even think. Yeah, I can't like a better fry or one that even came close. Arby's curly fries is up there.
Arby's curly fries, I feel like Arby's curly fries are probably the closest thing to it, you know?
Yeah, yeah, that's true. Yeah, and then worst, I'm gonna have to say probably In-N-Out.
Worst?
Yeah, it's kind of lame. It's
I
they,
mean, I
they're good
haven't
when you
really
put
been to many In-N-Outs in my life.
yeah,
Man, you know, this
you
is
put
like
spread
episode
on it.
1. You really want to be making that.
There are only good times along the I-25 corridor. That's the only place where good times are.
Yep,
Huh.
that makes sense.
Makes sense for like distribution.
That's crazy. They are all right there. They're only in Colorado. I didn't know that. Learning.
Good times.
Good times.
Good times, good
Um,
times.
I'll say that traditionally, my favorite for my entire life has always been Popeyes.
Mm,
Really?
that's solid.
I'm a big Popeyes guy.
I wouldn't
I
I wouldn't
like
have taken you
the
for
fries
Popeyes.
are good. The fries are different than most fast food fries. They're
They got that Cajun
delightful.
seasoning. Mm.
The chicken, no matter what like age you are, you can get the little tendies, which are always nice and like buttery. You can get the chicken sandwich, which in my opinion, best chicken sandwich. You can get that box of biscuits. Popeyes does something right with their biscuits where they fold in like 6 things of butter.
Yeah, just they're a choking hazard if you don't drink something with them.
I hope I choke on it so I can taste it a little longer.
If that's what you die from, would you be okay with that?
Um, I think it'd be a little disappointing just to be the guy that went out choking on a biscuit, but
You wouldn't be the first and you won't be the last though.
yeah, right. Like,
I'd be surprised if it happened in the South.
yeah, I'm sure it happens almost daily. Like,
Oh
grab
yeah.
Yeah, I
Gam
mean
Gam. Gam Gam doesn't even have
Oh,
teeth. You
Gam
expect him
Gam.
to chew a biscuit?
the highest cause of death in Mississippi is Popeyes biscuits and heart attacks.
And Popeye's
Uh,
biscuits has it by a large margin.
By a large margin.
um, David is good
Mm.
times. I'm Popeyes. Shaggy, you have your tier list here. What is your You got to choose one.
Yeah, I know it's a tricky one. I would say, I mean, for like maybe not now since the prices have gone up so much, but Taco Bell was up there for a long time just because it was always consistent and like no matter what Taco Bell you went to, they always had the same shit and it always tasted the same. You know, maybe a little stale, but for variety and just the sheer creativity and the absolute nonsense that these people make. Jack in the Box has some of the craziest shit I've ever eaten in my life. And I can say without a doubt that I cannot confidently eat there and then go sit in a room where I do not have access to any sort of lavatory. But if I do, boy, am I happy. Because, yeah, I mean, they roll out something like a late night munchies box fucking randomly. Like, where did that come from? Like, yes, I'm gonna have a chicken sandwich on a croissant dipped in gravy and covered in cheese. Yes, please. But consistency, I'll take Taco Bell any day, you know.
That was
Now
we
that came from
Jack
the
in the
heart.
Box do accept ads. I don't know if that was a good ad or a bad ad, but
I think out of all these, I think we'd get the Jack in the Box one. David put his soul into that one.
Yeah,
that was
so-
it.
Well, let me break it down just like a little bit here. So when I was in high school, my freshman year of school, I lived by Flatiron Mall, which is kind of in the Broomfield area, and there was a Jack in the Box that they put in just on the other side of the mall. Not an easy walking distance, but like a fat little Shaggy could make it. So they had this sandwich at the time called the Italian Trio, which just had a bunch of just random, really low quality Italian meats, some pickles, and some Italian dressing on like sourdough. Like god awful sandwich. It was delicious. I would get one of those like once a week just for an excuse to walk over to Jack in the Box. I get some fond memories in there. Just sitting there, the only customer in that Jack in the Box. They closed down about a year after I left.
Because he left.
Yeah, exactly.
They
You
ran
were
out.
you
You
were
were
the
the one.
funding
I
for
was
Jack in the
the
Box.
You put the owner's kids through it.
customer.
All right.
Yeah.
Last bit on the fast food docket. Top 3 chicken sandwiches of all time ever. Are we gonna make this a collaborative list or are we gonna make this individual list?
You'd
I
probably
feel like we
agree,
need
but
to actually
Popeye's
pull
on
out a tier
top.
list at some time.
Popeye's on top, right?
What about like
Shaggy.
are we counting spicy?
Yeah.
Spicy
If
chicken
anything, I
sandwiches?
sure.
almost prefer.
What would that do?
But I
Because
still feel like Popeyes.
I like the spicy chicken deluxe from Chick-fil-A.
Mm.
Mm,
Hmm.
over
That's
Popeye.
a
When was the
good
last time you had
contender.
Popeyes?
Okay, yeah, I'm a little impartial. Sorry, I've never had Popeyes.
Never, ever, never, never,
Oh.
ever, never,
Ever,
ever.
ever, ever. Yeah,
That's
Bruh.
ever,
interesting,
ever.
dude.
Yeah, my mom
All right,
didn't like going to
so
those neighborhoods as a kid.
okay.
So
Well,
Shaggy.
those neighborhoods cook well, David.
Hell yeah.
What do you mean by those neighborhoods?
I'm kidding. My
What
God.
do you mean, you people?
All right, and we're going to jump in real quick on this riveting conversation on chicken sandwiches to introduce our fourth of the evening. We've got Brian. Brian is my friend going way back to college, and give us your 10-second spiel here, Brian.
Hey everyone, my name is Brian. I currently live in Salt Lake City, but like Dan said, I am a Colorado State alum. I love ski and be outside, and I am a Utah Jazz fan as well as a Philadelphia Eagles fan. So very, very random.
Boo.
What the fuck did you all say?
And-
I don't know.
I'm saying
No, the
boo to
boo
the
was, and we're back to this conversation on chicken sandwiches.
What, thin lettuce.
in-
All right, so long.
We're in the middle of talking about the top 3 chicken sandwiches of all time ever. Do you have a take on this?
Like ones that are like innocuous or ones that I've had like
That was a big
Personality.
word.
like,
That was intense.
You
The
lost
big
me
one.
as soon as you said innocuous.
Or I don't know, like chain restaurants, like national chains.
Yeah, like national chain. Like
Oh,
we're talking
okay.
like
Yeah.
somewhere not. We're not talking like the chicken sandwich you can go get at the like food truck around the corner because I'm sure that'll blow a lot of stuff out of the water, kind of thing.
For sure. Yeah,
We're
I'm
talking.
pretty
So right
partial to
now, go for it, Brian.
I'm pretty partial to just Chick-fil-A.
Hot and
I have two
spicy?
I'm another
against
Chick-fil-A
two.
guy.
The spicy chicken deluxe, or are you a regular chicken man?
I'm just a regular chicken guy.
Man,
That's soft.
yeah. Need a
I
soundbite
don't
of
know.
that.
I like the
I'm just
pickles. I
kidding.
like the chicken. It's just good.
Do you guys sauce your sandwiches, or is that too
Oh,
slippery?
yeah.
of
Do
course.
I add extra sauce? I mean, I feel
Yeah.
like they already kind of put sauce on the chicken
Right.
sandwich. Most of I could
What?
do
No.
like a honey though. That Popeye's honey.
Honey. Popeye's
Oh,
honey.
yeah.
Okay. Is that not designated for the biscuit though?
It is. I mean, it's planned to be on the biscuit, but you're putting it on the spicy chicken sandwich that's covered in bread. Like it's the same thing. It's like a
That's fair.
biscuit, but
Yeah.
the butter is
Popeyes
in the meat instead of
comes.
on the biscuit.
Yeah. Popeyes comes with the sauce on it. Chick-fil-A, you're just going in dry until you put the Chick-fil-A sauce on yourself.
Hmm.
So,
Maybe that's what I
Yeah,
like
you definitely
about
have to sauce up Chick-fil-A.
Yeah.
yeah. And more steps.
Dunking.
What's your take on the Popeyes one overall
I haven't had
ranking?
it.
Oh my God.
I don't
These
know.
guys.
I'm not good at Popeye.
Yeah.
Wow.
The fact that people were selling them online on like
People getting
eBay for
stabbed.
hundreds of dollars. Yeah, people getting stabbed for them. I think that's kind of telling. In my opinion.
I'm
Yeah, I
comfortable
don't doubt it.
putting the Chick-fil-A at 2 if we can put Popeyes at 1. But I get how that's hard when we have 2 that haven't even tried it. Okay,
Hmm.
we'll do 1A Popeyes, 1B Chick-fil-A.
Gonna do 1A, 1B, 2. We can't go too
Exactly.
far down the list.
Or if we're doing it as a tier list, say like Chick-fil-A and Popeyes are both S tier, and then say like I don't know, Freddy's or whatever would be A tier.
Freddy's. I don't know
Freddy's?
about Freddy's.
Yeah.
I haven't had
The
Freddy's.
Freddy's
I've been to
has some
Freddy's like
decent
twice in
chicken.
my life.
I don't even know if Freddy's has chicken.
They do.
They might. I never looked for it on the
They do,
menu.
yeah.
That's like looking for a wrap on a Burger King menu. You just
Yeah, that's a good
Yeah.
point. Yeah.
Tacos.
Like who the fuck is
Like-
going for a salad?
yeah. The person on the other end, they're like, "This dude's actually getting the fucking wrap. What a dumbass!"
It's like-
I lost to one of the odds to Brennan and had to get Burger King tacos. It was a terrible experience.
It was Burger King tacos. I was right.
Oh,
Okay,
gross.
we're going back to the
Oh.
Burger King tacos. We
Ah.
were talking about Burger King wraps, which is I think almost the same thing except for with a chicken tender instead of whatever that meat paste was.
Yeah, but the wrap sounds better.
It was fine. I ate 7/8 of it. The last bit of the tortilla was so soggy from the king sauce, I think they call it, or something. Oh my God. We've covered the Chick-fil-A and we covered the Popeyes. What
What about
would
Wendy's?
be a good third? Yeah, I was gonna go with Wendy's.
Like Wendy's.
Ooh. Wendy's.
Wendy's
When they
is
have
just-
like the
Wendy's-
pretzel burger or the pretzel bun.
No,
the
they do their
pretzel bun.
chicken well though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But when they
I don't
do
know if I'd put a
the
pretzel bun on a chicken.
dude, it's game changer.
I didn't even know they had pretzel buns. Actually, I don't
Oh,
go to
yeah.
Wendy's that often. I do like their chicken though.
I think
Those
Wendy's
pretzel
is
buns
usually
are
dry, though.
fantastic.
She like Wendy's is dry,
Yeah.
aged. What would you put above Wendy's in the chicken sandwich world?
I would put McDonald's above Wendy's.
See, I'm not sure about that.
No? What about Culver's?
Culver's.
Culver's is all right in the chicken world. They do all right
Yeah.
in the chicken world.
Burgers are fantastic. I don't think I've had their chicken.
Those butter burgers. Oh,
Mm.
I
haven't
think
had
I'm.
Culver's either.
You haven't
Are
had
y'all
Culver's?
hungry?
There was one in Fort
No.
Collins. My guy.
I don't like
Like,
fast.
yeah, you generally eat pretty healthy. That's a hard topic for you.
They have cheese curds though.
They do have cheese
They do.
curds. Those are bopping. You would get the coupons. Wouldn't someone leave out coupons on the Home Depot desk for like
I
cheese
think
curds?
so. Yeah.
Yeah, and you go and get cheese curds for the week. Oh,
They have like a weekly frozen custard that they do.
ooh. They'll be we'll have to have you pick up a tub and that'll be one of your weekly sins, Shaggy.
Okay, yeah.
A tub.
We'll get there. I think we beat this chicken to death.
Ew.
Mr. Ranger, do you want to take it away with
Yeah.
your fragrance
Okay.
commercials and airline food?
Yeah. Fragrance commercials. I just put the airline food because I don't know. But fragrance commercials. Like y'all know the stupid Chanel and all those ones where it's like just some random ass person running away from some other random ass person and it's all glitz and glamour and all fancy and then at the end they show the Chanel, perfume and they don't even spray it. And there's nothing like that. Like not even Old Spice. They don't even spray it on there. Granted, those commercials are fucking just from like some methed out mind, but it's so obnoxious. It's the same thing with alcohol commercials. Like you can't I know you can't drink on TV in commercials, but it's fragrance. Like just spray it. Like why is that so hard? I feel like that would be such a game changer if someone actually did that for their fragrance. But no, they have to have people running around being stupid, trying to look all sexy just to have Chanel #5 show up and it's just obnoxious. Like for fuck's sakes, just spray it. That's all I need. That's all I want.
The only thing this brought me back to is in Zoolander where they have Ben Stiller and he's the mermaid and he swims up and he's like the essence of water.
Yeah.
And then he swims
Yeah.
up.
Did he get sprayed?
I don't think so. I mean, it was just
Exactly.
in the commercial.
Not even in the
essence
movie.
of water. No, it's moisture is the essence of wetness. Right?
Yeah, moisture's the essence
Moisture is
of
the
water.
essence of wetness.
I don't even think that was a fragrance commercial now that you've said that.
Would you have the same opinion about these commercials if Smell-O-Vision got actually like took off in the 70s?
Yeah, no, I mean, if it was before the commercial came on, like, would you want to smell a fragrance? They got to give
Like,
a
do you
warning.
think would the plot of the fragrance commercials make more sense if you could smell what the fragrance is? Like if you saw
Yes.
Johnny Depp up
Yeah.
there is doing suave and he's giving you the DSL look, like
Yeah.
what if you smell
think
it,
so.
you'd be like, yeah, I'd suck his dick.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Hell, I'd smell his breath too. I don't care. Like just something to give me some sense of what's going on here.
Yeah, some suave.
yeah.
Why
That's
is
a
it
swap.
fragrance commercials? You can always tell, like, this is a fragrance commercial just because there seems to be no point to it.
Because there's no
And
product
at the
There's
end,
only
it's
one
like,
guy
here's
here.
this
Yeah, what
art.
else? Yeah, the product's not tangible.
Yeah.
Oh my
They don't show it till
gosh.
the end. Yeah. And then it comes out from the shadow, all dramatic and shit. And it's just it's like it would be a game changer. A Super Bowl commercial if someone just like sprayed it on them and they're like, this, it smells pretty nice. Then your average Joe might actually like it a little more.
More like a first-hand account, like some regular Joes, like how this fragrance has changed their life.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
This
Have
fragrance
Joe
changed their
Schmo
life.
spray it on
Yeah.
himself and just be like, yeah, it smells pretty damn good. I'll do it. And then
Like,
bam,
I
there you
don't.
go.
Not
Yeah.
the nervous stink's the bad stink. Workout
Yeah.
stink's not the bad stink.
Yeah. I don't trust Timothy Chalamet walking around and just
Chalamet.
showing his face and hair and then being like Chanel. Like what am I gonna get from that? What's gonna happen? There you go.
Brian,
Okay, maybe
do you
I'm
have
wrong
any
then.
specific takes on fragrance that you'd like to share? Are you a fragrance guy?
I wear cologne sometimes. It's not.
What do
I
you
don't
have
go
in?
anywhere during the day, so
That's fair.
I get
What,
like
like, do you have that cologne? What is it? Something that you had ever seen advertised, or is it like this smells nice at Walmart?
Maddie bought it for me.
Ooh,
I don't know if that was a hint. It was a Christmas gift. So
Oh my gosh.
It might have been a hit.
That you smell bad?
Yeah.
Do you think you smell bad?
I don't think so. I mean,
Could you
I
describe your
try to put on
smell?
deodorant like first thing every morning.
Oh,
Dude, I
that's
hate
pretty
when you
nice of
forget.
you.
If you could pick your own like natural musk, what would it smell like?
Oh,
Cedar.
Ooh.
You want to smell like a
Like
lumber
cedar.
aisle?
Yeah,
I like whiskey.
that's why I
fair.
worked in lumber.
Yeah.
Whiskey?
Yeah.
Just want to smell like a drunk.
Oh, you don't need
Yeah. You get pulled over. Sir, please step out of the car.
I like to have a
Whiskey
hint of Bud Heavy on me.
Bud
What are
There's
you
this
wearing
whiskey oak
tonight? Coors
candle.
Light.
I think it smells so good.
What was that, Brian?
We have like a whiskey oak candle. That thing smells really good.
Yeah.
Okay. Again, it's kind of like the sweet undertone of whiskey.
Yeah.
Like the more like
Yeah.
a barrel.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't want to smell like freaking some bottom shelf whiskey that some guy puked up on himself in an alley.
So what I'm thinking with this, right, is like, if say you work out and you get just ripe in the gym, like that just makes that your natural smell just 10 times stronger. So you're gonna smell like somebody just dumped that entire barrel on you. Like if you chose like
I-
apple cinnamon, you leave the gyms like a pie.
That is
Yeah.
true. That sounds way better. Maybe I do want
It's
my
good to go to
natural
the
smell to be apple cinnamon.
yeah. It's
Just
good
to torment
to
everybody
gym with a
else.
mild smell. Nothing too much, because then people will look at you weird.
Yeah.
Dude,
Does that man
when
smell
you
like
like lift up your
apple
arms
crisp?
when you're doing like a shoulder press or
Oh, that's the
like
worst
overhead,
point. Yeah.
like oh, you're like, oh my god, it smells like macaroni.
Macaroni.
Yeah, I feel like my sweat smells like macaroni. That's my current
Okay, there we
natural
go.
musk. So
Okay.
Wow.
So we got Brian the alcoholic, Dan the macaroni man.
airline food. What's the deal with that,
What's the
Mr.
deal
Moore?
with that?
What's the
really, like,
deal with
snacks
I was
like
thinking while you
really-
were yeah. I will say on that though is when I went to Colombia this last time, like when you go to another country, especially, going towards Central and South America, it's best not to drink the water
No,
there or
no.
anything. Well,
Yeah.
I don't try to go out of my way to drink out of the tap. I drink water bottles, but
Sure.
they cook everything, and whatever water's coming from the faucet or whatever juice is made from the faucet. And this is the second time going,
Liquid
and I've
juice.
never.
You ever juice your faucet?
Oh yeah,
Hell
and
yeah.
if and every time I felt fine afterwards. But then when I got on the flight to come home, I had airline food from that, and I had to work from home for like a week because I couldn't leave the vicinity of them for more than 10 minutes. And that was from the airline
Really?
food. So like, I don't know.
Europe. It was to Paris, so I think the food is pretty good on that flight.
They planned it. They planned it that
Yeah.
way. We're gonna make cordon bleu.
Yeah. It was something like it was good. It was
Cordon
something
bleu.
like
Is that just the first French food you could think of?
that. Cordon bleu.
Yes, I don't even know if that's
Cordon
French.
Just
Saint
eat
Gorzet.
escargot.
Have
Feed
any
'em
else of
snails
y'all
and
been to
baguettes.
Central or South America?
What was that, Brian?
Has anyone else been to Central or South America? 'Cause I don't have any experiences to
I'll be there soon enough, I think.
I
Yep.
drove
Where
through
you
New
going?
Mexico once.
I'm going to
you go.
Colombia also for
Oh,
I
really?
think David's wedding here at some point.
Yep.
Oh, you're
At
doing the
some
wedding
point.
down there.
Yeah.
Awesome.
It's the
Yeah.
only place it'd be legal.
Heyo. No, it's it's
Oh my
beautiful. It's beautiful. Sidestepping that one, it's beautiful.
Back to Wander Franco.
Yeah, heyo.
Come wander down to
Um,
Colombia.
Yeah, be with her family. No, it'd be nice, and it's warm most of the time. So even if we pick a day, like odds are it'll be looking pretty good. So
Moving on to
Just
our
sprint
next
there with the
topic
booze.
in this here weekly meeting agenda, we've got Grass by Shaggy. Grass.
Oh
Tell
shit.
me about that.
Man, this is like an hour and a half in.
Yeah, we're gonna have to
Are
trim the
we?
shit out.
No, we're only at it. Okay, yeah, we're at like an hour 20.
You know, grass and why you shouldn't touch it or why it should be avoided. Here.
We're talking about like
this was
weed
grass
or
by
just like
Shaggy.
lawn
No,
grass?
like literal grass,
Bermuda
just, like
blue tip.
actual grass.
Okay.
There's one thing that's actually like kind of bothered me right now. I want you to listen for just a second. Okay. Why? Why do we have lawns? Nobody wants lawns. Who actually likes mowing the lawn?
No
It's
one.
just it stains your clothes. I'm allergic to it. It just brings mosquitoes. You waste so much water.
Yeah.
Like I get not putting rocks either because rocks are pretty gross. You see somebody with a rock front yard, you're like, okay, they're either in their 70s or they're a psychopath. But like, what if you had succulents, maybe some ferns, add some diversity in there? You don't have to trim it, you don't have to maintain it. Fuck grass. Why
Are
would
you
you want
saying-
to touch grass?
Are you saying just front yards? Or are you saying front and backyards?
Oh, you got a backyard, big man? Look at you, goddamn.
Well, I mean, wouldn't your dogs like to have that? Just saying.
Yeah, no, I could see that, but like I also for backyard though, I mean, leave grass to like the the fields where it grows naturally and on like golf courses. For my backyard, I don't care if it's dirt, makes it easier to clean up. You don't have to mow it. Like if it's dirt, then the dogs can still run around in that, or we can put down something else back there that's not going to make a mess. They, dogs destroy the grass anyways.
Turf.
Just adds to the maintenance. Oh, dude, turf is so nasty.
Yeah. Give your dogs cancer.
Yeah,
It gets
it's,
sticky.
Yeah.
and hot.
Turf gets so
Hot as fuck.
sticky.
Tear your ACL.
Shaggy, I disagree on the. Well, okay, I like the idea of the creative yard with ferns and succulents and such. However, if I'm like walking around in my backyard, I'd like to be able to take my shoes off, I think, on occasion, at least in a couple spots.
Yeah, that's why you got a deck.
Okay, that's
So
fair.
it's splinters.
It sounds like you need a better deck.
So you're saying you'd like to walk out your back door and just rainy day, here's mud.
Not mud, but say if you have like you got rocks, you got a little koi pond back there.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just
Or what,
got
just like a
ways of
garden?
drainage.
Like-
Yeah.
like a vegetable garden or something.
Think of like a trail, right? If you look off the side of a trail, you don't see grass. You see a bunch of random plants and shit. That's what I want.
Okay.
You know what I
Okay, I
mean?
get you. Like
Yeah.
well-maintained plants.
Sure. Like well kept. Let's put it that way.
Okay.
Gets the haircut as needed. But it's not like a weekly going out to mow the lawn sort of thing.
They don't even let people water their grass in California and stuff on certain days,
Sure.
right? Or like even in
Yeah.
Colorado.
Yeah, during drought seasons. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nah, I don't know. I think the
I think you
yard
have
was
the
just
most
meant to be
infallible
thought of
argument
in the
here.
60s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But people have made that point to me before about how bad like grass and lawns are, especially in like dry states.
I can agree with all of this. Thank you,
Good point.
Shaggy. Thank you for
Yeah.
opening my eyes.
You're welcome. When I said I was just gonna wing it, it usually works out.
Yeah, it worked out pretty well.
Shaggy's points tonight. I think he's probably like 3 for 3.
Yeah.
That's all that it's the NyQuil.
There you go.
This is Shaggy's flu game. This is
It's like the South Park episode where they all take cough medicine. Damn, that's what we gotta do. Oh my god.
cough medicine episode.
Yeah,
Incoming.
the cough medicine episode.
We're gonna throw it back to us. Take about a 5-minute pause and then come back for our weekly sins, followed by Shaggy's video game minute and the show wrap up. Alrighty. Welcome back to the weekly meeting. We're gonna do our last couple segments and wrap up the show here. Starting with our weekly sins. The weekly sins is a bit where somebody has something to talk about that is I don't know, gluttony, weed, booze, something to review. Maybe we'll send out some whiskey and do a whiskey tasting all as a group sometime.
Well, that'd be fun.
That's the weekly sins. We're going to start with the presentation on Zesty Herald by me, Zesty Mayo. Zesty Herald is a pot plant. Well, I guess Harold is a pot plant that I grew over this summer on my porch.
Nice.
He was named Harold because there was Harold and he had a second little twin, Kumar, and I gave that one to my friend. So I don't know, it took like almost 3 full months, I think, to grow this thing. And I ended up getting about an ounce and a half, maybe 1.75 ounces of bud from it that I was able to dry and use. It was a fun project. It was definitely like it's very much sativa leaning. The weed. Once I've dried it out, it became Zesty Herald. I'm just going to start branding all of my different pot plants throughout the years. Zesty, insert plant name here, and eventually be the pot king of the Pacific Northwest. Is it a legit thing that I want to continue? I mean, I don't know. I'm also doing a podcast, so who knows if I'll have enough time between the two large business ventures.
Good Lord.
No, I think it'll be really, really fun though. If I've learned anything, the first year I grew it entirely inside with grow lights, and that definitely produces better, more controlled weed. And this time it was just like growing out in the sun with the wind and the breeze, and that was it made, I think, slightly weaker weed, which it was also partially my fault. I let it like age too long. I let it like stay on the plant too long before I pulled it and dried it. But it didn't make it really flavorful. Like I'd almost give it a minty kind of aftertaste, kind of aroma almost. And I guess that's just certain like terpenes within the cannabis little nugget that gives it that flavor. But I've had really no complaints as far as like a weed to go like play some video games or even be kind of talkative with. It doesn't hit too hard and it's kind of relaxing. It's definitely sativa leaning if you're an anxious guy.
So
But
as a
that's
non-weed smoker, you talk about the flavor. Is that something you actually care about, like the flavor of your weed? Because I feel like to me, weed is just weed.
I care enough. I mean, I smoke a decent amount of weed, so if you can definitely tell when something's like skunky.
Yeah.
Like it's not just the taste, but the smell of the smoke is kind of important. You can definitely tell grades of weed by its overall smoke quality in its scent, I guess. It's something I care about enough that if I'm like reviewing it, I definitely want to take that into account.
Interesting. I feel like I would just be like, okay, I mean, effects are the effects. Like if it makes you feel good, like probably really care about. But I guess I've never heard anyone talk about like the aromas. It's interesting.
You know, it's definitely something I want to learn more about for sure. I think this was just kind of my foray into now I've done 2 different types of growing. I need to set up a tent in my garage and vent it out.
Dude, I want to try home brewing.
I'm a big fan of that. But are you worried about the smell?
Oh, I feel like I definitely want like a garage first. I don't have the
Yeah.
space for it right now. I mean, we have a shed, but it's not that big, and we store a lot of other stuff in there. Definitely a down the road thing, but it's something I've been interested in.
Shaggy, what do you think of the Zesty Herald?
But yeah, I do think flavor does play a role in it though, because a lot of sativas do taste like really citrusy when you're smoking them and stuff. And so, there's definitely like a flavor aspect of it because you get some gross weed
Interesting.
just that makes the smoke taste bad and everything.
And for our second weekly sin of the week, Mr. Shaggy, would you like to present your are you doing the Maker's Mark and the Bud Light, or is the Bud Light just a gift from a recent tenant?
Did I? Oh, yeah. No, it wasn't really a gift. We were cleaning out one of the units, and they just left like a full 12-pack, and I put them all in my fridge. I have not touched any of them because I don't like Bud. But I did find a Maker's Mark at Costco, and it was like a ridiculously sized bottle that just has like a pound of wax on the freaking neck of it. But yeah, that's kind of just got one of those fancy whiskey glasses and sip on that on occasion.
I've never actually had Maker's Mark.
It's
What? Give
it's
me
a pretty
the
smooth
review.
bourbon. Yeah, it's not like. See, I think the last bourbon I had before this was Axe and Oak. It's a Colorado distillery, but it has like a really hard bite when you're sipping it. It's really opening. But then this one is like almost a little sugary, so it has just smoother drink to it. Probably use an
Yeah.
ice cube.
Yeah, Maker's Mark. Was it the French oaked? If you've had that
Mhm.
one, that's pretty solid too. Pretty decently smooth. It's got a little bit of a kick at the end, but
Yeah,
yeah,
just a
I
little
drink
bit.
that
Though.
one straight. It's pretty good.
Doesn't make you cough.
Yeah.
That's important.
Is it a rye or a wheat or like a barley base, or is it just a mix of the four or three things that go into it? What's the
It's wheat based.
wheat based?
Red winter wheat instead of the usual rye for a smoother finish.
What's the French oak one, David?
It's just a different way that they distill it, I guess. But yeah. I mean, I guess I haven't. If I drink Maker's Mark, I drink that because it's pretty good. I don't think I've had the original or have had it in a while, so I couldn't really compare either of them. But in terms of pretty decently priced whiskeys, I'd say, I'd say definitely give it a try.
I love the like science of distilling things to get different flavors out of them.
It's kind of crazy, right? I love to do
And
that
then
tour.
go over to Kentucky.
Yeah, or friggin' Scotland. Hell yeah.
That's Scotch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's still
And
whiskey.
gin. They do a lot of gin there.
Yeah, I do like gin.
Yeah.
A lot of botanicals.
Botanicals.
A lot of heat and
Botanicals.
lavender.
Brian, what's in your glass on a typical night? You're a beer boy, right?
Typically, yeah, I do a gin and tonic a lot too.
Did you buy
Do you have
a
a
favorite
black
gin?
light specifically for the gin and
And
tonics?
honestly, no. I feel like I'm not really picky with like spirits.
Gotcha.
I feel like a
What did you
gin and
ask,
tonic-
Shaggy?
I said, did you buy a black light specifically for the gin and tonic because the tonic water glows?
No, is it
Yeah.
actually?
Yeah, tonic water glows. I
Because
did.
there's like some like is it the quinine?
I think so. Yeah, it's something
Okay.
it's specifically in the tonic water. But
I think it's the
like all
uranium
glowy and
in
blue.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a
Cool.
little greenish blue. Yeah.
Just a
Definitely
little
the
bit of
uranium.
Oppenheimer.
Adds a little extra
Yeah.
tingle, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would like to
Yeah.
get into whiskey though. I just kind of don't know like where to start.
I get
French
that. There's a whole
What was
bunch
the-
to try.
What was the last like liquor that you actually like drank straight?
Honestly, it was probably a
alcohol.
whiskey somewhere, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
like I like an old fashioned and things like that. But just like
Yeah.
whiskey on the rocks, it's been a while. It's not very often.
I'll drink Glenlivet straight all the time. A 15-year Glenlivet. That's Scotch, and that's pretty smooth. It's very smooth all the time. So I liked it a lot.
I had a bourbon
I tried
in
Johnny
Kentucky.
Walker.
Johnny Walker's good. I had a bourbon in Kentucky. I think it was like 150 proof or something like that. And it was straight gasoline. Like even 151 rum tasted good compared to it. It was
Oof.
it put hair on your chest and then took it back off because it said fuck you. You're not having this. And that was painful. But I got another one because it was only $5. And then I don't remember most of that night.
I got another one because it was only $5. What a dude moment.
Come on now.
What a,
Come on now.
Well, it was $5, so fuck. I was going to get another cup of gasoline.
Shit. Yeah. You don't start to taste it after a while, but then you start feeling other things.
Thank you for your Maker's Mark Sin, Shaggy. Moving on to another segment of yours, the Shaggy's Video Game Minute and show wrap up.
Oh, yeah. As far as the video game minute goes, Elden Ring. I'm a little late to the game. However, it's not what you think. I suck at this game, but I still really like the story, and I want to understand kind of the inner lore of the game. So I cheat just throughout the entire thing. I've already gone through all of the bosses like 3 times, and I'm still having fun. But yeah, it's been a good game. I think I don't have to get good to enjoy it.
Overall, what is the give me another minute on your summation of the lore?
The lore is kind of ridiculous. Like it's so hard to get into. But think of it like this, all right? So you got a big old tree. This tree is taking over the whole area. A whole bunch going into different stuff. And the tree is in a sense related to the gods, but there's other gods. There's gods above the gods. So here's high gods, regular gods, demigods, tree. It's like in here. All right.
Okay.
So when you die, you go back to the tree. Tree poops you back out, whatever you are again. So it's this rebirth. Nobody ever dies. The whole thing is brought together with runes. I don't understand how the runes really make sense, but the whole thing is the Elden Ring is all of the runes in one like symbol. And one of the demigods, for some reason, decided to break it, and that like set off a whole bunch of shit. But they took out like the rune of death and gave it to a dog. And the dog it just kind of sits there and eats parts of the tree that you give him, and then he attacks you. Like, why? I don't know. Besides that, though, I mean that's kind of as far as I've really grasped on the story. It's pretty cool. Like it's fun to watch and listen to, but hard to surmise.
All right. And that is your minute and a half on Shaggy fighting trees.
Yeah.
I would like to thank you all for coming to and listening to this episode of the weekly meeting. And as I said at the start, weekly is definitely not WEEKLY because that'll never happen. But as of now, thank you all for coming. Have a good night. And boys, love you.
Yeah.
Love you.
I tolerate you. Yeah, that was good.